You know what I've been thinking about lately? I feel like I've talked about this before, but a lot of us, because we care so much, and the goal is to make sure the next generation has it even better than we did, right? That's the point, elevation. Too many of us have enabled and become a crutch for people that we love, whether it's young babies, right? Like, we have this fear of not allowing them to try it on their own. Like, we have this fear of them failing or fear of them hurting themselves. But I'm learning that, like, you got to let them try. You got to let them see what happens when you go a certain route. Because if we're coddling them and trying to do it for them all the time, honestly, we're doing a disservice to them. And that's the same thing for adults, right? Because I feel like just because you grow in age doesn't mean that you're maturing emotionally, mentally, spiritually. Like, maturation is not linear to the years that you put on this earth. It's more so about the wisdom and experiences that you acquire along the way. And people can't do that unless we allow them to do that. A lot of us think that we're helping out by not letting people go through what they're meant to go through, because we don't want them to fall, or we just want them to have it better than we had. But there's a balance that needs to be there. We need to be that support system to catch them when they fall, if they fall. But we also need to allow them to spread their wings and do it. We need to be there for them and support them, but also allow them to make mistakes and allow them to see what the real world is. And that's for babies, that's for adults, that's for all of us. And so that's what I'm learning right now. It's scary at first because, you really just, the goal is you want the best for everybody. But honestly, in order for people to meet their best selves, they have to go through the low. They have to meet their lower selves first. They need to go through challenges and difficulties. Now, there are levels to that. And that's what support systems are there for, to ensure that you don't have to go through the worst of the worst. But in order to be your best self, you do have to be tested. You do have to have challenges, because that is the reality of it. We don't want to be out here having children, and we say we want all this wealth and this money, this monetary wealth, but are we really prepared for it? Or are we going to just enable? Like, here, have whatever you want. But that's not preparing them for the real world. That's not preparing them for what's to come. Because there's going to be a point where that monetary wealth is, I'm not going to say it's going to be insignificant, but that's not going to be the true wealth anymore. And now, what have they learned? What have they been taught? So it's so important to be there for them, but to not be that crutch, to not enable. We have to allow people to grow into who they're meant to be. And that includes the growing pains. Yeah. Peace.